Hi, everybody. I'm Amy Lehrman, and I'm the Managing Director of KSM Fort Wayne office. And I'm happy to be joined today by Aditya Maheshwari, the owner and CEO of Kanak Exports and Kanak Naturals. Kanak is a relatively new KSM client in the manufacturing space, and we're very excited to be part of the Kanak family as business advisors because they have a lot of really great momentum and are growing like crazy right now. So it's a really exciting time for us as advisors to be able to be a part of that. So Aditya, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule today. To start off, can you tell us a little bit about your businesses and the products that you produce?
We have two companies, Kanak Exports and Kanak Naturals. Kanak Exports is involved with high-pressure laminates, where we manufacture tables, cabinets, chairs, and bar stools. Kanak Naturals, we are primarily focused on single-use dinnerware.
You know, Aditya, I've been so impressed with your positive mindset throughout this crisis and how you looked for and identified opportunities for growth. It seems like every time I've talked to you over the last few months, I just get the sense that you just refuse to see this crisis as anything other than an opportunity. And so, first of all, I'd like to ask if you could talk a little bit about where that mindset, that positive mindset comes from. And then if you could talk about how you've pivoted your businesses in the past few months in response to COVID-19.
So I did a lot of reading at this time, and what I realized was, like, say, for example, in Mandarin, where it's all a symbol-driven language, the symbol for opportunity and crisis is the same. I think every single generation has gone through some crisis or the other. So from our side, what we did is we did an internal analysis on, okay, first and foremost, we are not going to be driven by fear. And we also have a really great team. So frankly, our employees are, what makes us, and they're invaluable to our business. How do we take care of our people? How do we take care of our employees and their financial well-being? We put a plan in place on getting everybody involved. There were all kinds of theories being floated around that, okay, once summer comes, this thing is going to disappear and this, that, whatnot. So we were taking everything with a bit of a grain of salt, and we formed two teams here with two direct reports to me. And what we did is we went with 4 different scenarios that, okay, if there is a gradual recovery, what happens? If it's a fits and starts, what happens? If it's a perfect storm that everything is collapsing, what happens? And what happens if it's like the quote unquote the great correction, that it just drags on forever? And then what we did is we formed our internal team to figure out, okay, what is their input? How is our supply chain going to be impacted? What's going to happen to our employees? How are they impacted? What happens with our customers? What happens to our competition?
What are some of the things in terms of your products that you've done to kind of pivot, in response to COVID?
As we saw the demand in the school industry not being affected at all, we launched several items which were initially targeted towards the schools and universities. But then there was a cross-industry use on that includes items like the mobile hand washing station. What helped with the mobile hand washing station is we use our own laminates in it. And we also have the antimicrobial laminate that actually kills the bacteria upon contact. So quite a safe product.
Is the antimicrobial laminate, is that something that you guys designed in-house?
Yes, so antimicrobial is actually a property. Bacteria, the way it spreads is by multiplying. With our special formulation, the moment bacteria comes in contact, it does not multiply. So we have it tested in a lab that it prevents the spread of bacteria, and we have been having quite a strong demand for that in the marketplace. And then what we also saw was there's been a strong demand for like case goods as well as furniture for the hospitals and clinics that are coming up, including the IU Health coming in Fort Wayne. We actually went about investing, buying machines, and B, hiring. The first initial 30 days after that was gone, just the kind of people, the talent, the unbelievable talent that was available in the market. We were like, okay, this is the time to reload on everything and go aggressive in the marketplace, and that really helped. We were able to hire some senior people in sales with a lot of experience.
One thing I love about working with clients like you is, the first thing you talked about was taking care of your employees. You want to make sure your employees are taken care of. And then you talk about your response to your clients' needs. You were proactively thinking about how can I help my clients in this crisis. And I also know that community is very important to you in the Kanak entity. So can you share a little bit about why that's so important to you and what that looks like for Kanak?
being in the community first and foremost, we want to help in every way, shape, form that we can. Our team is just fabulous when it comes to stuff like this, like helping the local restaurants. That was actually Kate's idea. She said, "Hey, Aditya, why don't we do this?" And I'm very supportive of all our team members, and I'm like, absolutely, let's do that.
Do you have any advice for other small business owners?
First of all, I'm not sure if I'm qualified to give any advice. All I can do is maybe share my odd experience in going through what I think everybody has gone through. I think first and foremost is keep your company healthy. One thing when this happened during our internal meetings, we always discussed what were we doing running the business responsibly without debt if we are not going to look at growth opportunities. Secondly, we have great partners. Our bank has been an excellent bank to work with. So I truly believe that relationships matter. So we knew that if we had to turn to our bank for anything, they were going to be there for us, and they were. We think always to get the employees involved. The amount they know in their field, it's pretty remarkable. So believe in your team and be prepared for any kind of scenario coming your way.
Well, I've got one last question for you. Where do you see Kanak going in the future? What's next for you?
Our plans remain intact. We are actually looking at a major expansion, including we are setting up our domestic manufacturing facility for the compostable products, and just the overall demand that we are seeing. We have no plans on changing direction in any way. Rather, we are doubling down on our business. All the countries around the world, what we're seeing is they're turning more inwards. So we feel that, increasing domestic production, creating more manufacturing jobs, investing in more robotics for that is the way to go. So our plan is to grow and keep building our team.
Well, Aditya, thank you so much for sharing with us today. Your story is so inspirational, and I'm sure others will appreciate your insights as well. I know that we at KSM feel fortunate to have you as a client, and I look forward to continuing to work with you in Kanak.
Same here. Thanks for the opportunity. And like I said, it's this was just sharing thoughts. So if we can be of any help, it's my pleasure.